Today's learning target is I can write equations given the slope and y-intercept, a graph, or 2 points. So today you're going to be asked to write an equation in slope-intercept form for each line, and it's going to give you the slope and the y-intercept. So to do this, we're going to start with our slope-intercept form. So we know that y equals slope times x plus b plus the y-intercept. So now we're going to plug in our numbers. So we know the slope is 1/2 and the y-intercept is -5. So we're looking at y is equal to the slope times x plus the y-intercept, which is -5. Now when we look at this, adding a -5, we know that that's just the same as subtracting 5, right? Because if you have 10 plus a -5, it's just 5. It's 10 minus 5. So the final answer for this would be y equals 1/2 x minus 5. So in this case, we can do the same thing. We can write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line, but this one, our line is shown here on the coordinate plane. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to start with our slope-intercept form. Y equals the slope of x plus the y-intercept. So the first thing we want to do is we want to find this y-intercept. And remember, the y-intercept is where this line crosses the y-axis. So we can see it crosses right here, and so that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 lines down, which would be a -4. So I'll put that y-intercept in for b. Okay, so it's going to be plus a -4, just like that. And now I want to find the slope. Okay, and if you remember, slope is the rise over the run, okay, or the vertical change by the horizontal change. So to find that slope, we're going to start at our y-intercept right here. And then I'm going to find the next point where this line goes through our vertical and horizontal lines of our grid here. And we can see that point is right here. So to go from the y-intercept to this next point, I can see the rise or the vertical change is going to be 2 right there, right? 1, 2. And once I've gone up 2, now the run or the horizontal change is going to be 1. Okay, so my run is 1. So here is my slope. So 2 over 1 x plus a -4. And the last thing now that we're going to do is just clean up this equation, right? So we know that 2 over 1 is the same as 2. So y equals 2x, and then plus a -4 is the same as -4. So there it is. In today's assignment, you're also going to be asked to write an equation given 2 points. So here we can see it says write an equation for a line that passes through point A, which is at 4, 8, and point B, which is at -2, 5. So to do this, we're going to look to put this into slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. We know that. So the first thing I want to do is to find my slope. And remember, slope is the rise over run, or the change in y, over the change in x. So we have x and y here, and x and y here. Now it doesn't matter which set of numbers I start with, here or this set here. It's just if I start with this set first, I have to do it for both numbers, start with this set first for both the x and the y. So I'll do that. So the change in y, here's my y, it goes from 8 down to 5. Okay, so that's a -3 from 8 to 5. Okay, and then I'm going to go from 4 all the way down to -2. So from 4 to 0, it's 4, and then I go down to -2, so that's a change of -6. So in this case, okay, 3 over 6, when I simplify it, becomes 1/2. And because there's, when you think of it like dividing, right, -3 divided by -6, it's going to be a positive. So 1/2 is my slope. I'm going to plug that in right here. And now I'm going to take a look, and here is my x. I can plug that in right here, and here's my y, so I'll plug that in here. So y is 8, then x was 4, and I'm doing this to find the y-intercept. So I've got here 1/2 of 4 is 2, so I get 8 equals 2 plus b. Alright, now remember I want to get b by itself, so I'm going to subtract 2 here. Subtract 2. So b, or the y-intercept, is going to be 6. So now I know the slope right here and the y-intercept right here. So my formula becomes y is equal to 1/2 of x plus b, which is 6. So there is my equation right there.